Hello and welcome. Name's Derek. I sell physical media on eBay. Make videos about what I buy, source videos, videos about what sells, what sold videos. This is a what sold video. Gonna get my stuff. Maybe I'll do this one to beat the country that I for yesterday. Little twangy twang. She took my truck, she took my dog, and here I am, laying on my hog. It's country. It's bad rendition. So, it's actually a very... alright, microphone right here, bad idea. Now microphone is almost where it was at, but now... So when I'm talking this way, where the camera's at, there's a big opening behind that. So a lot of the sound waves are going to continue instead of hitting a wall and bouncing back and then going to the microphone and sounding really muffled. This probably still sounds muffled, but not as bad. Hopefully the setting is correct. And I don't think it is. Well, if it is, it is. If it isn't, I got to keep tinkering with it. Again, I'll get better equipment in due time. But as for now, the sales is not 200. It's a little more than half that. But I kind of just wanted to go with a talking point of stuff. One, this Fogelberg, the Fogelberg set that I sold was 2 in that one. So when I'm packaging, I'm like, well, this is not part of the picture. So someone almost got a free Fogelberg CD. But this I got to put back away. Find C28. Connie Smith. I didn't get that one too long ago. Connie Smith, $11. So I kind of want to make this a... Should be right about here. That's not it. Make this more of a talking point video, and I'll get to that. I've only got 3 things to find. Well, wherever this one is. I know I have it in the box. 26. This ELO flashback. I believe there's 4. 3. I like ELO. I like the instrumental stuff. $50. International. Let me get this book. All right, this Children of Houndstooth, paperback. Yeah, didn't get it too long ago. 29. So this one is going to be probably just the... Let me see. All right, I mentioned these envelopes before. So I bought them, and the seller had, I want to say, is like 6x9 or 6x10 or something. And they measured the exterior or whatever it was, and like that's not the right size. So I got like a 50% refund, so I have like 4 or 5 cents into these. So these work great for some of the sealed tapes, the sealed cassettes. I don't have any right there. I'll take this, kind of fold that over like that, however that is, and then bend these little sides down a tad and tape that so it's doubled. And then the front will have a little extra padding on it, wherever it overlaps at. Because if it does get cracked, people who are going to want to display it are going to want to display the front. And if it does get cracked, at least it would more likely crack the back. But I haven't gotten any problems with that. Somebody left a positive feedback that the tape that they ordered, the case did get cracked in transit, but it was international. So It's packaged the exact same way. I do it the same way. I don't do any very, very, very few times. Well, something that's international. I mean, it'd have to be easily well over $100 for it to get a little extra padding. If I believe it can easily get damaged or broke. But what items do I have that I have to worry about getting damaged or broke? Not a lot in regards to that. But this book, I could tear the sides down because this one here tears down real easily, and then I just take the side. And everything, as long as everything covers the actual book and no tape is going to touch that, then it's good. So that'll fit in there. So that book is just at that cusp. If it was a 16th of an inch thinner, it would fit in there no problem. Knowing your packaging materials. C40. C40, Coldplay. Actually, I just scanned another one of these, but it was without the slip. I just scanned one that was just that, but without the slip. And they came up better priced like this, $10 with the slip. So, but yeah, $10, 11. So that is 4 sales for $120, and 20 of it is VATs. So 4 sales for $100. I mean, not the best, but it's something gone, stuff gone. And it could be, I don't know, it could be another page update because there should be, logically, shouldn't really be a reason from sending out maybe 30 offers. And I do have auto offers, but when I'm doing a sell similar, you're taking the item out of the auto offer. So when the time will come for an offer to go out again, you have to reinitiate the auto offer just in that checkbox. But with like 30 between yesterday and, I mean, I sent 14 out when I got up this morning, which that's a pretty high count, and none have trickled over. But still, to have that few of sales for a store that's used to quite a bit more, again, this is where I kind of get into the thinking of what James does at Boring Reseller Life. His math is on that. He's been at this for a long time, decades, as just a full-time media reseller, and he understands those patterns. It's like, yeah. So if I would be James right now, I'd be like, well, I usually sell 30 a day, and right now, by the time I'm packaging, I got 30 orders, and right now I've only got 4. Something's wrong. It's not with my store. So either way, think of it like running a business and half your employees calling sick one day. You're going to be low productivity, and you're not going to make as much money that day. Think of it like maybe eBay got a cold. I don't know. So, but the talking point, moreover, because obviously it's not really what sold it is, but it's not the point of this video. In a few comments from a few videos ago, I believe it was my 1 year video and the what sold video prior to my 1 year video. So it would have been 2 videos on the 6th. And I sat in there and I've murmured fleetedly, that's even a word, to be the active subject and saying something in fleeting. So in regards to kind of steering away, how many other social media, primarily eBay sellers that are out there, and this is the question for viewers, you can, or you can just not write the names, but if you want to, you can, on which ones say to stay away from physical media, or at least have some sort of weariness or some apprehension or some sort of illogical little, I'm not sure, quandary type thing going on. I want to know on which ones, not like really, but there are sellers out there. And again, referencing the video from about a week ago, I was one of those people who was just a mediocre seller. If I go 15 years ago, I'm probably doing 10, 15,000, just flinging stuff on eBay. For the most part of most of those years, is still probably 10 to maybe a little over 20. 5 years ago to 5 years prior to that, so about 10 years onwards to the making of less than 10 years, that was more 40 to 60,000. 5 years ago, when I shifted to media, I think that first year was like 48. So it's still about that. But I was seeing a massive difference in productivity, all around, all encompassing productivity, and wanting to go out and find the stuff. Knowing that I can from where I live at, and even where I lived at before, I would still grab a little media, but we were down in Merriman Valley and Akron, and I have a couple videos in that area, but it's pretty much from this apartment where we're at to the one where we lived at is pretty much exactly an hour, anywhere from like 57 to 60 minutes to parking lot to parking lot. So, but even being up here on the other stores that are all the way around here, being able to get more and more media and start to realize that there is a lot of pretty good and decent gyms out there that doesn't really, for me, my time and experience of not selling media adds up a lot to when I shifted into media. Experience, expertise, if you will. But it's still a whole other bunch of stuff that you have to look at, but in comparison to everything else, there's really not a lot there. Some people will see, and there are some stores I go and I'm like, oh, I'm going to be here for hours. And I am there for hours, but I'm walking out with $1,000 of listable. That ratio of the amount of time I'm spending for the amount of sales that I have, if we're just going gross, we can go into the net after eBay fees, all eBay fees, the store, the final value fees, the promoted sales, the shipping and handling, the offsite fees, and whatever else is 1/3, 33%, roughly. It could be as low as 30, it could be as high as 35, 33% of whatever that is automatically in sales. And if we do $2 per every item that sells, and then if you do another $2 for the items I have listed, of that 33 of the 100,000, right? So that's going to be 67 and another 60,000. 60,000 in right now payout. Also, product cost is gone, and then you could subtract $200, $300 for shipping supplies for the stuff that was used. $50K for 30 hours a week. Then you have to pay taxes on that, right? And then all the other things, like you can write off part of your house, or your apartment, your rent, 1/3 of your phone bill, and your electric, and your gas, and your internet, and your fuel or mileage, or whichever you could. Then you're writing all that other stuff off to where your tax burden is lower, right? But there's a lot of resellers that I listened to that were the opposite of what I just said. They didn't let that happen. But listening to other people critique things that they have negligible experience in, can be, to a lot of people, a lot of listeners, can be influential. And it was more, to some degree, I would say, was part of the reason why. Why did I sell smalls for 20 plus, well, for the most part, smalls for 20 plus years? In the past almost 5 years, it's primarily only media. Why did it take me so long to get into something that works so much better? Was it my own paradigm? I don't know. But my question, there's a lot right there. I think you get the point. My question is, if you if you do sell physical media, not just strictly. I mean, you could sell everything. There is a handful of channels I do watch. Smaller channels and stuff that I do watch, or channels that have come over and commented on mine. I'm like, oh well, you resell, I'll subscribe and watch a few of yours too. That are everything sellers, and they'll get into media and stuff. Um, but what is does your experience in reselling the media, period, just physical media, the same type of stuff I do, from CDs, DVDs, PC programs, software, negligible video games? I really don't do a whole lot. I do them when I find them. Books, I'm going to stick with that stuff. So disc media and paper media. Of your experience selling that, does your experience and your effort and your time align with my whole predicate on this? Is it a better ROI? Is it a better, more efficient? Is it a better, easier? Let me know in the comments. I think it's pretty much, this is like the second time I've ever said anything. Let me know in the comments. Write it down below. I want to know what you think. But this is more of a talking head, because I was reading another thread on Facebook, and it was someone else saying that they sell like 5K a month of books, and we're like, oh, you're not selling those books. And I'm like, well, here. So I took a screenshot of my years of what it was, and then the top three are going to be books. Well, I just opened up the books and the antique books and showed. I was like, this is made for a whole year. That's not this person, but I can attest that there's that. If you want me to get into disc media, it's somewhere along the lines of how I replied to it. And it's like, it's fairly, yeah. But that got me thinking, if it's that much of a, people doubt it, but the evidence is out there, and I'm a simple seller who sold about any kind of smalls. I wasn't going to use all those S's, consonants. I'm doing it. And then I got the push, the oomph. I can't really say like gumption, because I sound like you got the gumption there, son. Go do something about it. Well, it's supposed to be like my 1930s. Hey, go do something. Either way, so my question again is physical media, reselling physical media, all the tasks and chores and procedures and processes that need to be done, from picking to post, and then it sells, and then to posting it or shipping it. What are your thoughts on the efficiency and effectiveness of reselling physical media on eBay? That's going to wrap that one up. Like what you heard, like what you saw, like what you learned. There's something in there, I promise. There's something in that one. Let me think of going up. Comment down below. Subscribe, share. It's all free. Take a second. They help me. We're helping everybody here. Appreciate it. Thank you. Looks like Bandit still in his chair. I gotta wash that door. He's got a plate of food. Some leftover cookie milk. And I can see that the light is still on, because I can see the reflection of the light in the milk. Hey, Bandit. not like super warm in there, but it at least has the breeze not hitting him. Gotta make it better because that winter is just starting. Okay.